Hi everyone. So me and Bogey are. If you haven't met him already, this is Bogey Bear, and he's a massive fan of storytelling. So today we're going to read a story from a book called The Alien in the Garage, which is a collection of stories. So it's lots of stories inside a book, which is. Oh, Bogey says that's the best thing in the world, which I totally agree. And it's by a brilliant author called Rob Keeley. So we're going to start with the first story, which is called The Alien in the Garage. Neil! Neil groaned as he heard the loud, shrill voice. The living room door opened. Jamie's round, freckled face appeared. Where's the biscuits? The tin's on the top shelf. Neil struggled to balance the guitar he was holding, trying to find a comfortable position on the sofa. Where it always is? I can't reach it, Jamie whined. Neil rolled his eyes. He put the guitar down. I'm trying to practice, Jamie. He got up and followed his little brother into the kitchen. What do you want them for anyway? Mum's going to be home soon. We're going to have our tea. He moved to the shelves. I want them for the alien. Neil stopped suddenly. He stared at Jamie. You what? The alien, Jamie repeated determinedly. The alien in the garage. The alien. Annoyed as he was to be interrupted, Neil felt the corner of his mouth began to twitch. There's an alien in our garage. Yes! Jamie's face set in a frown, as if it were obvious. He's waiting for a spaceship to pick him up. Neil was definitely smirking now. And he wants custard creams. He reached up for the biscuit tin. He's hungry, Jamie insisted. Okay, Neil handed the tin to Jamie with a grin. So we've got an alien out there, now. The dragon's gone, has he? The dragon was weeks ago. Jamie took the tin firmly. I've been looking after the alien all week. Go on then, mate. Neil ruffled Jamie's hair, knowing that his brother hated it when people did that. Take the alien his biscuits. Ta. Jamie opened the back door and disappeared. Smiling to himself, Neil returned to the living room. Jamie was getting worse. The dragon had only been the last. A month ago, Jamie had said there was a spaceman in his wardrobe. Then there had been the fairy princess at the bottom of the garden, and last Christmas, Santa Claus had got stuck on the roof. What was it with kids now? Neil was sure he hadn't been like that. Anyway. Neil took up the guitar again and began. 2 chords later, the door reopened. Neil! What? Neil turned to Jamie, tight-lipped. Can I have some cushions? Cushions, repeated Neil. For the alien, Jamie asked. I've only got that old armchair out there. It'll be so much more comfy for him. For Pete's sake. Neil grabbed 2 cushions from the other end of the sofa and hurled them at Jamie. I've got to learn this piece, Jamie. I'm getting tested tonight. I can't go on playing the same 5 chords forever. He's got to get some sleep, Jamie protested. He's got a long journey later. On the spaceship? Neil asked wearily. Jamie nodded solemnly. His planet's light years away from Earth. Go on. Neil grabbed another cushion from the adjacent chair and chucked it at his brother. Get back to him, whatever, and let me get on. Ta. Half hidden behind the pile, Jamie hurried back to the door and was gone. Neil shook his head. Soon, Jamie would have enough furniture out there to set up house on his own. It wasn't that Neil minded his little brother building a den. In fact, Neil remembered he'd had one himself a few years ago. Since they got rid of the car, the garage had only been used for storage, and it had a window and another exit out of the back that was never locked in the daytime. It was a perfectly safe place for Jamie to play in. But why did Jamie have to fill it with all these crazy made-up creatures? It wouldn't have been so bad if he didn't use them as an excuse to get whatever he wanted out there. On his birthday, he'd asked for a TV and DVD player so he could watch telly in the garage with the dragon. And he'd been given one. Now he wanted the whole tin of biscuits and half the living room cushions for an alien. At least the alien was leaving tonight. Neil shuddered suddenly. What alien? He was getting as bad as Jamie. Trying to get aliens out of his head, he returned to guitar practice. E minor. Okay. He plucked a chord. Neil! Neil shot to his feet with an exclamation a lot worse than for Pete's sake. The guitar went flying and hit the floor with a loud clunk. That's rude, said Jamie. Can I borrow your space exploration DVD? I thought it might be useful for him. And I'll take some magazines? Right. Neil leapt for the coffee table, grabbing every magazine in sight and started to bombard his little brother with them. I thought he could learn something about Earth from them, Jamie explained. And if I can have the TV paper, well, we can see what's on. Oh, shut up, will you? Neil glowered at Jamie. Look, Jamie, we all know you've got a den out there. You don't need to make up all these stories. What stories? Jamie looked hurt. Oh, go on. Neil picked up his guitar and sat down. Go on. Get out. And just leave it for a bit, will you? Give me a break. Quietly, Jamie left the room. His eyes looked big and sad. Neil sat down again and took a long, deep breath. He felt rotten now. But Jamie really could drive you round the bend at the best of times. He returned as best he could to his music. Aliens. Honestly. Carrying the magazines carefully, Jamie walked up the little path from the back door and opened the rear door of the garage. The alien was inside, with his feet up on the table on a cushion, on a pile of boxes, and on another old chair. 4 pairs of feet in total. He had a custard cream in one hand, a can of orangeade in the other, and a street map in the other. One of his heads was reading the street map, and the other was watching Jamie's television. He sat there, a magnificent creature in his dark purple, his 8 legs half filling the small garage. He looked to Jamie like a cross between a tarantula and a gigantic plum. Both heads and all 4 mouths smiled at Jamie as he entered. Blah, 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 blah. I can't understand you. Jamie put the magazines down on the old coffee table that stood in front of the alien's battered armchair. Can you put the translator thingy on again, please? The alien put the street map down and reached for a nodule on one of his necks. He gave it a tweak. Sorry, mate, said the first mouth. I forgot to readjust to Earth language, like. Know what I mean? I got you the DVDs, Jamie said. I couldn't get the DVD, sorry. It's in my brother's room. He's okay. He doesn't understand about you. Not many would, the alien answered. That's why I was glad to meet you, mate. Good job he crashed in our back garden, Jamie went on. And good job the dragon had already gone, else you'd have had to sleep in the shed instead. And it's so cold out there. You were cool. The alien gave Jamie 4 grins. What did you do with the escape pod, by the way? Jamie asked. In answer, the alien held up a small plastic ball. I used the miniaturization function. It can't be used for space travel again, like. He held it out in his third hand to Jamie. "I thought you might like it as a goodbye present." "Oh, thanks," said Jamie as he took it smilingly. "It'll do to keep my pencil sharpener in. For school." "I'll be out of your hair by midnight," the alien continued. "The mothership's going to pick me up outside the greengrocer's." "That's not far," Jamie nodded. "All I need to do is to teleport over there," the alien finished. "And I've got the energy to do that now. Thanks to you." He popped the last of the custard cream into his third mouth, and his fourth finished the orangeade. "Oh, your food on Earth is so good." "Soon be goodbye then," said Jamie sadly. He went over to the alien and they put all their arms around each other. "I'll call again," the alien said, "and maybe bring one of my mates. This is such a cool planet, even if you all do look kind of strange." 5 minutes later, Neil and Jamie's mum arrived home, and 15 minutes after that she had the boys' tea ready. "Don't forget your guitar lesson," she told Neil. "I've been practicing," Neil pulled a face. "Think I'm getting the hang of it now." "And what have you been up to?" Mum placed a plate of pasta bake before Jamie. "Oh, he's been out in the garage." The smirk returned to Neil's face. "Visiting the alien." "Oh, I heard about him." Mum smiled. "Does the alien want some tea as well?" she asked Jamie. Jamie shook his head. "No, thank you. He only needs one meal a day." "He likes the odd biscuit, though," Neil added. "Now, that'll do," Mum said. "Stop teasing your brother." "He's going tonight," Jamie said. "I'm gonna miss him. I'll be in bed when he leaves." "Oh dear," smiled Mum. "Who's coming next then?" Neil asked, grinning. "I don't know," Jamie frowned. "I've got a call from a magic rabbit, but then I've got the unicorn to fit in. I'll have to think about it." He took a thoughtful mouthful of pasta. That's the trouble, you see, with having so many friends. And that is the end of that wonderful story. Gosh, I think you'd fit in there, Bogey. What an amazing collection of friends Jamie has, and what a beautiful story. Hope you've all enjoyed it. Lots of love.